How many things we can get going. Man, it's a blessed new year. 2021, 2020 is over. The
Yes, it is.
It's over, and I'm just trying to get all my things set up straight. Oh, I got a lot going on with this. Okay, let's go there. Boom. So the new year is in, man. 2020 is over. 2021 is here. And I'm gonna start off by saying Happy New Year's. I
Yes,
have a
sir.
guest with me. This ain't even a guest no more, man. This is just my brother. You know what I'm saying? CEO of Like Father Like Son. And I'm bringing in the New Year's with some new things coming on. Y'all check the apparel. I see a lot of people is doing things with their apparel and trying to monetize what they got going on. And that's just what we do. It is what it is.
Right, right.
So, y'all know if you're new to Professional Dad 24/7 podcast, if you're new to it, again, what this is about is this is a platform for fathers to talk about fatherhood at the end of the day, right? Everybody has a perspective of where they at as fathers, and this platform just gives us a voice, you know what I'm saying, for those that, you know, aren't aren't so um, the typical father. And I don't even know I say it like that because there's no right or wrong way to be a father, but you're a provider, you got kids, your sperm went somewhere, you grew out a little kid out of there, all that. You know what I'm saying? So there, I don't want to say typical, but again, this is a platform to be able to share some information for those that need to upgrade their game, and just again speak your piece, right? Ain't no right or wrong way. I'm saying the same thing over and over again, like I'm nervous or something. But this is real talk. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. And today, again, I got a regular. You might as well say this cat is just he part of the show. You know what I'm saying? Chris, what's up?
What's up, man? Happy New Year, brother. How you doing?
Man, I cannot complain. I'm glad I woke up this morning because somebody unfortunately didn't. And I'm praying for those that are here. And
Yes.
I'm praying for those that left. They on the right path to where they're supposed to be.
Right, 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 right.
Man, Happy New Year, brother. How you doing? Oh shit, I got background apps up in here. I don't know what's going on. But hey, check. Last week I talked about child support, and I kind of took a little I took a little thing on what we was talking about, and I just did some actual like research, literally some
Okay.
research on it, right?
Okay.
And that child support is not the highlight of what I'm going to be talking about, though that I know that does impact us a lot. But um, I'm going everywhere with this today, right? Just the impact of child support. What's your take on that, bro?
Impact of child support. Well,
The impact of it. What's your take? Child support.
so, so I only can speak from my experience. Well, that's not true. I can speak from two point of views. One where I had a child with a woman out of wedlock, and I was 19, 20 years old, and my son's mother was like, "Hey, I'm gonna file child support on you." Papers were served. We were about to go to court that Monday, and the Saturday before. Now this is dating back 22 years ago, maybe about 20 years ago. And the Saturday before, my oldest son cut his eye at her house, and so we're in emergency. And while we're in emergency, we're waiting on the doctor to come in and stitch up his eye. Now, while all this is going on, this took 7 hours. 7 hours. And so for 7 hours, I'm in there basically pleading my case and telling her and explaining to her, if you do this, I won't be able to help you. Right? I wasn't making big bucks. We all know that unless you make big bucks, when you get hit with that child support, they're taking all your revenue or majority of it, and you don't have no opportunity, and you end up despising the woman who did it, especially if you are in the picture, trying to be in the picture, want to be in the picture, and then you discussed it and explained how it will deteriorate the relationship. So, all in all, she did not foul on me, and that was a blessing. I appreciated it. She sent me through everything else, but she didn't file that child support. I mean, I thought that was really big on her. Now, on what I do know on the impact of child support, a good brother of mine, he got hit with the child support after his child was 10 years old. So for the first 10 years, he's clearly in the child's life. At 10 years old, he gets hit, and he gets hit for $800 a month. You add that up to, I think, when she got 18, which is approximately about $40,000. And also, he was unable to share a relationship with his daughter. So the impact of child support, it's emotional, it's economical, it's so many layers to what it does to the parent, to the child, because the parent uh, that wants the child support, let's just say needs the child support. I'm gonna go ahead and give benefit of the doubt. Needs the child support. Their relationship is damaged, no matter what. Is damaged with the child, with the parent, and a lot of times when the parent doesn't necessarily need it, and even if they do need it or want it, right? What happens is that it becomes a disconnect with the parents, because the one parent who is like, I want this child support, and if you're doing it out of spite, which sometimes, I'm gonna say half the time, it's out of spite, right? More so than, hey, I really need this, I need the support, and then the man is like, no, I don't want to help you, da da da, or the man does help, and then the mother still goes and does it, right? That's kind of like, ooh, that's like a backstabbing. So it has so many layers of impact toward the two parents and the child, because that one parent tends to have a story and stick with that story, that's why you need that money, right? And why you're not seeing your parent. So, right? I mean, you could not see your kid. You could get the money. You could not even tell your kid you're getting the money, right? And so it's just it's a lot. It's a lot, man.
Yeah. Again, my take on it is it is what it is, right? It's a necessity. Sometimes it's not. Every situation is different. But for the most part, if we as fathers, if you get into that situation where you have to, where child support is involved, the best advice that I would throw out there is you got to go to the courts. You got to go fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, um, Before, I had a lady on here, Brenda, a lady, and one of the things that she said, which stood out to me, is that it becomes a problem. Child support becomes a problem only by the fact that one person is not done.
It's not done.
It's not done with the other. Now that could be from vengeance. That be because of the way that relationship ended. That could be from absent. You know what I'm saying? Person not absent and can't get at you, can't get in
Yeah.
touch with you, whatever the case may be. But so I thought that was a real big. Again, if you got two people that's communicating well enough, you don't have to get the people involved to accommodate what the child needs.
Right.
So I thought that was real big. But one of the things that I did feel that what impacts us most when that happens is the kid on many levels. right? Because of the fact that somebody is not done, whether or not it's academics, where the kid is, reaching his potential or her potential, will becoming academically well off, right? Either one parent don't teach like the other one don't have education as a top priority. That's a malfunction, right? Um, but another thing that I thought about that too is the family. Let's say I like to say the family tree, and what I mean by that is when a child is not seeing the family of one party,
Yes.
one parent, what you run into is that the distance away from the relatives, that you don't have that network. And I think this happens more times than not, that if you keeping a child away from the other parent, excuse me, then you run the risk of that child, getting, running into a relative later in the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be sleeping with your cousin and you didn't know that was your cousin, right? And at the same time, you don't want to, you don't want to have the family tree broken to where, if let's say the daughter gets married and only the father of the daughter and the grandmother, which the child knows immediately, but you don't have cousins that's her age on the father's side that can't come to the wedding because they don't have no relationship with her, right? As support. So again, that definitely impacts them on many levels, right? Yes. Best solution is, man, try to work it out to where, every family member is able to have some participation with that kid's life. Period.
And those are fabulous points. And it made me think as you were speaking. And here's another major impact, because the case that I do know, the brother who was hit with the child support, $800, he had facts. He had proof of his participation, his whereabouts with the child, his all of the endeavors that he done with emails, texts that he had with the mother, stating that he was with the child, because through the story, the mother had to give kind of a false story of what was going on, that he wasn't a part of the child's life, etc. And as he went into the court and told them, and even went to family therapy before all this happened, and no one wanted to hear it. No one wanted to hear it, right? So again, that builds up so much animosity toward the female who just gave birth to your child, because it becomes a dirty game, right? And and that's why most people, when you think of child support, you think it's looked at as negative, straight up, right? It's looked at as a negative scenario connotation, and your mind goes to the left. So I say all that to say, like I said, 20 years ago, I'm in the doctors and I'm pleading my case. Now, week or two before that, I'm telling all my boys, I'm serious. I'm like, look, I'm going in there like Malcolm. I'm going in there like Martin. I'm telling them that I've been taking care of my kid. I'll go pick him up from school, et cetera, et cetera. What did I learn? They didn't give a damn about hearing that story. They wasn't listening. They weren't going to listen to what I was going to tell. They didn't care if I was going to come with some receipts and show that I bought a $300 Power Wheel, or that, I signed him up for the 5-year-old T-ball team. Or I'm on the school's information, contact information. They didn't care about that at all. So it presents such a demising and demeaning relationship between the mother and the father. And so, hey, and all I can tell you is talk, brothers. You better talk. It's a young brother in my building. And, I don't know if he'll hear this or not. And I ain't gonna say nothing bad, but I'm gonna say what it is. The fact of the matter is, he got a young lady. The baby is about 6 months to 10 months, somewhere up in there, about 6 months old. Yeah. And he's about 25 to 27. And I told him, I said, look here, man, do you hate the girl? He said, no. I said, well, what's the scenario? He said, man, she was cool. And then all of a sudden when she was started hanging out with her mama or something like that, it got worse. I said, look here, man, you want to see your child? He said, yeah. I said, do you want to see your child? I'm not telling you that you got to be with her, but what I am telling you is you kind of got to let her win. It's a game, right? Once a woman is in a particular situation, then there are egos come into play, right? We're men, right? We're a dominant species, right? But the fact of the matter is, everyone wants to win. And when you're dealing with a woman and you're dealing with a child, who you got to tell? What's she gonna do? Yeah, we already living in the age of her posting that you kind of weenied up. But look here, if you weenied up and you get to see your baby, what it is? Tell me what it is. That's what you want. Or do you want to go get hit for 5, 8, 1,000, whatever you making, and give me that percentage of your money?
See, and I'm gonna say, you know what I'm saying? That to me, this is literally, this ain't the only reason why I started this show, right? But this show is also therapy for me personally.
Yeah.
And I always say I'm traumatized from that child support stuff, right?
Right.
And it can be that way because
And you got a right to be.
hell yeah, because and I'm to those that take care of theirs, right? And for those that don't, hey, if you don't want to play your role, pay your role. I don't. I'm just saying it is what it is. So
It is.
I'm
Yes.
not negating the fact that it's not needed because it takes money to raise a child. So I
Right.
understand that.
Right.
But for those that take part, want to be involved, want that shared custody, right? Not just to negate not paying something, right? Because that's a myth. If you got 50% custody, we talked about that. I talked about that last time.
Right.
You got 50%, you make more money, whatever, you're going to pay. Period. But this is traumatizing. So I bring it up because we got this is a big thing. You know what I'm saying? And if it's impacting us on as men, as fathers, on our role to do what we are there to do, provide. You know what I'm saying? Financially and mentally, physically, all that.
Right.
If you, and this is going to carry us into a different discussion too, but if you don't have the financial means, right, by child support cutting your driver license, you go to you go to the illegal part of it to make some money, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If the payment is so much to where we got cats that say, hell, I ain't going to work. If I'm making 1,000 and they taking
Right.
$400, they taking $800.
Right.
So you telling me I got a month and I only got $200 to live on, and with shared custody, I gotta split that $200 with my kid.
Right.
I have to do something else illegal to get some more money. Or I don't say illegal, under the table. That's just another way to put it.
Right.
So all those factors that come with having to pay child support because the communication is not right with the other parent, by one person being not done or want to be just an asshole about it, right? Those impact the kid. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? It ain't about the parents no more. It's about the kid, right? And that's what I say. I'm still traumatized from what child support does, and it's not a bad thing, but if I can teach someone, if I can share my experience with someone to be able to help them avoid going to some situations or kill myths that are associated with child support, right? Yeah. Hey, that's cool with me. That's rewarding. That's gratification that I get from that. So to my audience, I bring it up a lot. You know what I'm saying? I joke about it. You know, everybody hear me talk about that, right? And I'm finished paying it, right? It's a good thing, but at the
Right.
same time, the impact still carries over into whether or not the kid is the influence that I have is put upon the kid,
And you
which
know what? And I hate to cut you off, but let's look at it like this. We were just talking to your 18, 19-year-old son, 17, 18,
19.
and he's not totally comfortable with being on the show. I have a 22-year-old son who's not comfortable being on mine. He's been on it once. But then I got a 10-year-old who's doing the show with me.
Yes.
And I have a 5-year-old who is just building up his confidence, but he wants to be on the damn show too.
Yes.
Right? So when you don't have that division,
Yes.
right, on all these different goddamn levels, then you can have, I don't mean to say someone's like, people are a thing, but you have a different product, right? The intel may be a little bit different. Your odds of your baby being mentally sane, right, it rises. Now, obviously, your boy is at Sac State, mine is at Grambling, so they fought through it. We fought through it. But damn it, like you just spoke on, hey, whoa, how much is that? Oh, damn, I only make this much. Yours was, okay, shit, I got to up my game so I could be able to pay this. Mine was, hey, I went Louis Farrakhan on her. I had about 350,000 words in 7 hours, brother. You better believe. If y'all ever thought this nigga can talk on this show, imagine what I was saying to prevent my baby mama from hitting child support. Fuck that one. And I ain't playing. I talked the whole time.
That's real. That's real.
You're not gonna hit me for that one, man. And thank you, God. It might have just been God,
Right.
but God gave me the strength to be able to. Oh, all right, look. All right, look. Right. And you better believe I weaned out within them 7 hours. At some point in life,
Yes.
And but who's the judge? Who's the judge? It was all about seeing my kid having a relationship. And look, all of the extra little baby mama drama, that's normal if you're not with the woman. It's damn near even normal when you're with the woman. Okay. Let's just keep it honest. Okay. Period.
Right.
So it's man woman. It's a man woman war. We need to have that one. Man woman war. We need to have about 3 women on, 3 men, and just nigga, wow. Because it's going to be real. Okay. But anyway, before I get started, go.
That sound like a future project.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so, like for this show, a follow up to me giving out the little myths and doing a little research, live research on child support. Man, the new year, man, I just and I'm straight up with it, right? Like it made me start thinking about like what type of dad are you, right? To ask that question, right? This show is authentic, so I'm gonna ask whatever. If you're comfortable with it, it's on the spot. It is what it is. But let me ask you that: what type of dad are you? However you respond to that, however you take that, what type of dad are you?
What type of dad am I? That's a hell of a question. I can't think of nothing other than hardcore, strict, and and talkative. I will talk some shit all the way through. I will turn off whatever and talk. I am a talking ass, strict dad, but I also am I totally want to be included in everything my kid is doing.
Right.
Like I want to talk to that teacher. I want to talk to that principal. I want to be the one that you seen representing the family, cleaning the table at lunchtime, if it was there for 30 minutes and went out to 30-minute lunch recess, right? So I guess what would that be? Inclusive, right? So I'm a strict dad, I'm gonna tell you what it is. I happen to have all boys, so I can kind of tell them damn near about 93%. It's a whole solid 7%. I can't tell till they're about certain age, but but just I'm totally strict. I think I'm straight to the point, right? And I want to be a part of what my kids are doing. Like I don't know, So yeah.
Again, there's never a right or wrong way to answer these questions, right? And again, I was thinking about it, and I want to pose that question for everybody who touched this show, right? Because this is how I'm gonna answer it. I'm not an absent parent. I'm, like you say, I'm heavily involved. I want to know, so I look at it as being the disciplinary, the hero. Feel me? The straight talk, forward up, man up, the macho, but I'm also nurturing. Because you're going to have to cook. You're going to have to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I always say roles are interchangeable. I ain't no soft dad, but I'm nurturing. So I don't say it to say, you know what I'm saying? I want to be correct, bro. Ain't no sugar in my tank.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying? There are those comforting moments where I can be, you know what I'm saying, like emotionally cool, like, all right, lay back, like, okay, you feeling some type of way. Whoa.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So it's crazy that when I thought about that, it's like, well, damn, ask the question. It's not a foolish question, but if somebody is absent, you can just say, I'm not there.
Right.
And you know what comes with not being there. You know what I'm saying? The lack of is you don't know. Right. So those, again, the platform is for those that aren't there. Why aren't you there? Right? Could it be that, hey, you're trying to get money? Could it be that, I don't know. But be there. The best thing to do is be there. Be an influence on whatever level you can, a positive, right? So that the outcome, the impact of what you influence your child, you can produce something very productive.
And as you're saying that, just like how you're saying, maybe you're working, maybe your time takes you other places. When you're totally involved with your kid, and I'm not the super duper guy, to always throw it on people of that type. But I believe that God does set up situations for you. Now, what do I mean by that? I was coaching high school football, 9th and 10th grade football in Millbrae, and my son was playing high school ball, 9th and 10th grade. The seasons are identical, same time, and he had hella Saturday games when we didn't have Saturday games. You know what I mean? And it was just set up for me to be able to be, if he had 10 games, I made it to 6 or 7. 3 of them, they were on the same exact day, right? I was able to, God put me in a position to be the head coach to where, okay, well, we canceling practice today a little early so I can go catch third and fourth quarter. You know what I mean? Right. And, once you kind of put yourself in the position, there's kind of no turning back. And, a little bit more to what we were saying, dude, Spunk, do you know that I took little Chris to school every single year on the first day of school to his junior year? So that's kindergarten through all the way till junior year. I took him to school on the first day. I wanted to do it. I really didn't want nobody else there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, okay, you got a mama, got it. But this is kind of what we doing. Right. You know what I mean? Almost like I cut his hair. Yeah, I know I'm gonna mess him up and have him looking like, half Latino and half white and Greek person. But so what? And that's our relationship, and you ain't finna steal it from me. It's little things that help you, but you kind of you can't put your foot in there. Right. You can't feel what the water feel like. You got to get in it. And if you don't have that relationship with the mother and all of that, you got to figure it out. You got to figure it out because believe me, the shit. I mean, they got some ice cold ones. They got some ice cold ones, but I I'm gonna give a benefit of the doubt. Most of these beautiful queens can be and are not that ice cold if you really are not an absent dad. We know that there are cases.
Yeah.
We do know,
Yeah.
right? But I'm going to say that, because it's the fight. But then I go back to what I was saying. You got it. It's almost like being at work, right? If you know you're not finna quit the job and you got that mortgage and that car note or just your rent and that car note or whatever, and you don't have your eye on another job, you kind of going to accept some shit. Right? I used to tell I'm I'm about to be as racist as look, I used to tell my son mother, oh, you're not going to listen to my advice, but you're going to go to that work and listen to that white lady tell you what the hell to do. Right? And you better believe it was many a day. You motherfucker. Yeah, hey, the truth is the truth, right? I'm this black man and I'm supporting this scenario. Yes, I blew it. Me, as a man. No, I wasn't going to lay down every day next to them. That's something I've always repented on, Damn, that's my bad. I was young. I wasn't tripping. Hey, what you talking about? Make a family. I was just trying to do my thing, right? And that's what we end up doing, right? So let's keep it 1 billion for those who are listening in that scenario, right? But the next step is, all right, now do your part. And your part is considering that you weren't set up or planning on the house thing, then fine. Now the next thing is you about to have baby mama drama. All right, hands up. That's what it is. Baby mama drama. Here it comes. Tighten up your boots. Baby mama drama. What's your name? Baby mama drama. Thought your name was Chris. No, nigga, it's baby mama drama. And no, that is what it is. And the world doesn't end. And it's plenty of days where I was just a weenie. Hey, can little Chris stay over here a couple extra days? Okay. Nigga, you know that she never let me have extra days. And I always would allow her. I always would just give in like, it's cool. He can stay there for an extra day. All right, hey, so what about Chris and, how about he stay over here so I can try to help him get his grades up for just 2 weeks straight? Nah, we got it. I can do it. Yeah, but when you needed it, it was cool. But because I'm saying it's on the education level, it's different. So that's the game, right? I'm saying that because that was a part of the game that I had to play. I had to learn it. And it's just what it was. Him going over there extra days was keeping her happy. Right? But I had him a week. She had him a week. But then sometime every blue moon, she getting, that extra 2 days. So I got extra 2 days less. World don't end, right? So shit like that.
And I think like in that whole ordeal that I went through with the child support, the custody, you know what I'm saying? I can say again, the biggest thing is the influence to be able to have. But that is so stressful what comes with it. All the things that come with it, that's just another piece of having to overcome some stress level that can kill you. Stress kills you faster than anything, except COVID. You know what I'm saying? You probably got 2 days with COVID. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But stress is killing you. And for that to deal with that on top of just going out the house just to try to do what you need to do and make it back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All those things matter and play a role in how we do with our kids, right?
Yeah.
But here's one of the things I wanted to say, and it's crazy because I'd be like, I always was like, well, damn. Why the good daddies always be the ones got to pay child support and motherfuckers that, hey, this straight up real.
Right.
Motherfuckers that's just raw and just like, whatever, I don't want to deal with him. Why?
Right.
You want to take me to the court, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Women, y'all have y'all reasons. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, again, it's about the kid. It's about the kid. Let's move on. You said I was watching a show I think that was day before yesterday. I wasn't on it, but I was watching it, and you was asking. This is 2021, right? And you said, "What are your goals for 2021?"
Yes, yes, yes.
Right? And I don't know if you seen my comment.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
so my my what's your goals for 2021 as a father? What you do with your kids? Where you at? What's your goals in that area for fatherhood?
Well, I guess the first step that I want for them is to help them stop goddamn arguing so much. Okay, let's just be honest with that. Okay, it drives me crazy. Okay, you want to talk about stress? Okay, that's child support in itself. Two children arguing all the goddamn time over nothing. Okay, this is red. This is blue. Oh my god, you got hair. No, you don't. What are we arguing about? God damn, right? So so just them not arguing as much. Like I mean, they're from the bottom of my soul. And Asante said, one of his goals was not argue with his brother so much. So I think someone commended him, and I commend him too. Thank you. I don't know if he really meant it, but it was just the good thing to say, right? But so that's kind of one thing. Uh, the next thing that I, as a father, want to do is stop yelling so damn much and stop cussing so damn much.
You ain't started today, though. We can start today.
Right? But this is toward the kids, right? Well, out of anger, out of whatever, just feeling the anxiety of a situation and dealing with it better, differently, right? With more compassion, understanding, more relaxation, which is hard as hell, right?
Right.
You know, Another goal is to continue their academics and making sure that whenever this COVID thing, and if unless we're just in house for the rest of our lives, which is fine, will they're prepared for anything that comes their way, you know. And we've talked many times on how we've had the school in the past, Enchantment Institute, and my goal, as we were trying to implement this different, not necessarily different, but this other way of learning, I always wanted to put in position as I was teaching third and fourth grade students that they had the capacity to learn anything that was brought to them. You may not know it, you may not even understand it, but you have the mental capacity and the confidence and the whereabouts to be taught something. Okay, I'm not quite sure what that is. Okay, oh, I don't get it. Can you explain it again? And have the confidence to say, can you explain it again? But also have the confidence to say, I know that I can get it. I know that I will be able to conquer whatever this is, this subject, this job, this training, this skill, or whatever you're trying to throw at me, because I have that confidence. So I want to continue instilling the confidence in my boys that they're the greatest. They're the greatest on the goddamn planet.
Right.
Period. Greatest two children ever. And that's just how I roll. And so any other dad, you damn it, you better tell your child that they're the greatest, because I'm telling mine.
That's
you
right.
know,
That's right.
and that's just how it goes. So just to help them understand that learning is a true priority. Now, I'm kind of long-winded here, but so what?
Right.
The book, Ben Carson, that I read, The Gifted Hands, it was right there. My youngest son, the 5-year-old, right? If you don't have this in your house, and I had this in my house for probably 7 years, 7 years this book was in my goddamn house. I ain't gave a damn about it. Okay? And just before I told my wife to throw everything away, including this book, right? Because, we like 6% hoarders, right? of books and educational shit, right? Right. So I say all that to say that I read that book to my boys, and I know the impact I have, and it's following up what I'm saying, that I didn't want them to read it. Sante is very capable of reading that book, right? I wanted to read it to them because I know that I can tell a goddamn story, right? And I'm a emphasize on certain parts. I'm gonna give it to them the way they can hear it. Now, how do I know that they heard it, Spunk? How the hell do I know they heard it? Because my son, after 2 weeks later, the 5-year-old said, "Dad, read the Ben Carson book again." Hey, look, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
That fucking a 5-year-old, not my 10-year-old.
Right.
Okay. And so what did that mean? That means that the 5-year-old got smarter, the 10-year-old got smarter, I got smarter, my wife got smarter, all simply because we're learning from a guy who fucking went to Yale. Okay. Who was a goddamn neurosurgeon.
You starting over with your cousin.
I'm saying, that's next week. But you know what I mean? So just keep emphasizing, and building up them and their confidence, from a father's point of view. Like there is no stopping, it's hard though. It's hard as hell, man. It's hard because they're young.
Yes.
Right? And they're full of energy. And it's like they're like 1.5 me.
Yes.
Right? Because Kobe is full-blown me. So just imagine me in the 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade, for those who know me. Okay? Like I have a human that's 5 that acts just like him. Walking down the damn hallways, yelling and screaming for no apparent goddamn reason. Hey, Smoke, what's saying? Ah! This nigga just yell for no reason. 5 years old. Right? And then Asante, he just takes on all the, the intelligence of his mother, and myself, and he just, well, Dad, technically that's not what was said. And then he gonna sit your ass down, okay? I don't care if I said it right today. Okay? So just trying not to cuss as much, trying to be calmer, when things don't go necessarily the way I want, and to continue to instill the strength of confidence in them, through the things that we do.
Right. And you said a lot. Right. And I purposely wanted to ask that question because sometimes we don't do that. We don't set new goals for the next year. We just roll into the year and being like, hey, if you don't speak about it, you fall into the trap of the habit of doing what you did last year and not accomplishing nothing if you ain't talking about it.
Right. And the 3 goals that I set for myself that will then trickle down to them, which is not drink. I don't want to drink alcohol. Right. That's my goal. And I want to get a home, because the alcohol, I've seen it live where I was drinking, they do something, and instead of me going to 7, I go to 10.
Right.
Instead of me going to 5, I go to 9. Hey man, sit down. Hey man, sit down. And then if I'm a very conscious person, and I'll think to myself, yeah, I did drink. I'll never forget. Probably about a month ago, I was at my mother-in-law's, and my sister-in-law, she gave me a drink. She said, "Chris, don't do nothing stupid because I'm gonna get the blame for it." Right? And that night, I came home and I argued with my wife.
Yeah, no.
Straight up, and that rung in my head, And so anyway, get a home, and what was my third one? It must not have been that goddamn important enough of a resolution now.
I think you said move out of California.
Move out. Thank you.
Why you want to move, man?
Right. Move out of California. So these are goals, and again, that will affect them. That will affect the kids as a father, for them to have a new environment, different situation, new people, new schools, new, just everything new and different, for them. They had a very good time out of the state of California. So if I can bring that to them, it seemed like they might have been a little bit more calmer, but that could have simply been because, whatever that may be. But, so those are things that will impact me as a father too, being toward them.
And you know what? I myself, I said to age appropriate. And what I mean by age appropriate is, you got the young ones. That you got 5, 12,
And 5 and 10.
5 and 10, but you also got 20,
22.
22, right? So when you have multiples, it's the idea for me is everybody is on their own. Though we set our own goals, you know what I'm saying? We all talk about the things, you know what I'm saying? Because I got 3 bonus kids, right? And one of the things is as a father, I'm like, because my son is like 19 now, right? It's a different type of thing, right? It's before it was take this written material, look at it, go over it, we'll talk about it. Now it's where you at, right? It's basically what I'm saying is every age has its different goal type.
Right.
Where I'm at is making it an easier way to learn, right? Conveniently. So me and Cole was talking, right? And people don't like to read. Kids, my son probably don't like to read. You got to read them books he got. Yeah. But I said, okay, figure another way. You got audiobooks, right? Yeah. And if you got the book, you got to read it, whatever. But if paperback, right? If you read 10 pages a day, you know what I'm saying? That's over, you know what I'm saying? A book, 300 pages. You can read that less than a month, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So my take to that is where I'm at is trying to always better myself.
Yeah.
But be an example to try to do more. You know what I'm saying? And I was just explaining to him about money, right? And I had to check myself to see what was his idea on my perspective of money, right?
Yeah.
And when I asked him a question, it was like, well, you don't want me to be having a struggle, things of that nature. And he said some good things, but I narrowed it down to where I was just like, you having a better quality of life at a younger age will allow you to do more, right? And be creative in your passion, right?
Right.
So again, school is cool, college is good. The network, I'm not so big on going to get you a loan and end up having to pay over a certain amount of years, mess up your credit, all that. That's college, whatever.
Right.
But I'm like, a lot of the things that you can do with the technology you have now, try to help you utilize that and to continue learning. Audiobooks. You know what I'm saying? Killing the Cash Cow is one of the audiobooks that I'm reading right now by Gary Gunderson, right? Financial guy, right? I ain't even told him to look at that yet because he they about to do their classes again. But now it's show and tell, right? You got that going on, right? It's never stop learning. Like with the 3 bonus kids, is everybody in their different lanes, right?
Yeah.
So being an example to show that I'm not just comfortable where I'm at. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's something else. But at the end of the day, the whole thing is building a quality of life that you want to have at an earlier age than I am.
Right. You know what? One of my nephews put on his Instagram today. He said, if your goals don't scare you, then they ain't big enough.
Right.
I was just like, shit. Yeah. Speak it, young brother.
Yep.
Speak it. Because I imagine motherfucker getting to a house loan and you owe hundreds of thousands of dollars. We usually max out at about 25,000, 30 on a nice car, maybe, right? You know, that usually average somewhere between 8 and 17, maybe 25, you know. But shit, when you get to talking 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and $700,000, all right, now you should be a little nervous. You know what I mean? So I totally hear it, and I think that's why, you know, I'm trying to raise my stakes, and you know, and to what you were saying, being a better example. Part of the reason why I didn't let them read the book, also the Gifted Hands, was I hadn't read the book in a minute. Right? So that was a way for me to get it in, and I read an hour at reading time, because you know I teach them, and then I read an hour before they went to bed. So I finished the book in less than a week. Never done that in my life. You know what I mean? And it had you know, few pages, what? Fucking 140 or something, like, you know what I mean? So, you know, things like that, you know, they make you feel good about yourself, period, point blank, no matter what. And if your kids see you do something, you know, then you feel good about yourself, you know, and you enjoy something with them, they get something from it. Just like how, you know, reading that book, stopping, breaking it down. Hold on. What the hell is a chronological or chrononoscopy, right? With the two Siamese twins stuck together, you know? And what is that? In veins, and it give details. And now you're talking about it, right? You know, you kind of got to get into it. Just like how we talking right now. Right. If you can't have like an in-depth conversation with your kid, listen to me. You're missing. I don't give a damn if they just sit there silent.
Right.
Okay. My 22-year-old, look, I tell you all the time, they might not talk to me the rest of his life. I don't give a damn. Long as you can go out there and make life for yourself, okay, and have your head spent on right, I sacrifice it, brother. Because when I was 22, I wasn't, you know, 3 classes away from no degree. Right. You know, I was 1 drink from being drunk. Right. You understand? You know what I mean? Right. You know, one half a hit from being high. Mm-hmm. You know, of marijuana, only marijuana. You know. Yeah. You know, so you know, hey, it's you gotta dive in. You see the water, you gotta dive on in. Just dive strictly in. You know, getting in the pool, don't know how to swim. Yeah. And my 22-year-old I didn't know how to swim. He still don't know how to swim. Right. He still don't know. I can get under there and I can swim up under the water and shit. I can make it look good, but when you say go down there in that 10 feet, what you mean? Why? That's unnecessary. Now I'm gonna say it right. I'm gonna get everything academically right in that conversation.
That's stuff, man. Absolutely. Hey, all right, I definitely wanted to end it with that after, especially talking about child support, because that could be draining. Yeah. Again, this platform, man, I greatly appreciate your time as usual, man, and it's always great having a good conversation with you about these type of things, and I'm hoping that, you know, what we talked about today can enlighten some other people that, you know, hey, be an influence to your child, for one, right? If you're going through the saga of baby mama drama, right? Just stay involved, stay the course. Eventually, you know what I'm saying, at 18, it's a little different. You know what I'm saying?
And if you can take your ass back home, then go on back home, man.
Go back home. Sometimes they say
all you gotta do is have her put a shirt in her mouth. It ain't nothing but stanky breath. You don't act like your breath don't stink sometimes. You know, it'd be simple things sometimes. Yeah. It'd be real small things, man. You know, every female thing ain't gonna smell like smell super good. It ain't. That's just a fact, man. I don't give a damn. Right. If that's your reasoning, you know what I mean? Like sometimes we're petty. Yeah. Sometimes we're real petty, man. You know, and that's speaking from myself. You know, we're petty about situations, you know, as men, you know, and if you can get over your pettiness, you know, obviously if the young lady's ice cold and she keep rubbing you the wrong way, that's a different ball game. But damn it, if you can stop for a second and say, what could I do differently? Right. You know, can I really make this work? You know,
absolutely.
It's worth it. It's worth it. That baby mama drama is boring.
Yeah. it's old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I said, the other thing is, set some goals for yourself and for your kids. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? If you build that habit, each year will progress into something better, bigger
Yeah.
and better, and
Yeah.
much more productive. So, man,
Yeah.
any last words you want to give them, man?
Hey, look here. Hey, whenever I come on this professional dad 24/7, my my content gets more and more. Meaning I'm speaking a lot. Okay, a lot to say, a lot of words and shit. But I'm gonna tell you this, and this is just the God honest truth. When I was younger, I used to sit and listen to people, and I used to listen to the OGs, and I'm probably not older than you, or maybe only about 5 or whatever scenario was. But that's how I've gotten to where I've gotten, is by sitting and freaking listening. And if you're actually listening, just like in a classroom, you actually going to get something from it, right? The only person that can get us to listen was Mr. Biagini. Everybody else, who get Mr. Pugilar, okay? Maybe Miss Day, but Miss Day, she was fun. So, right? Do you only learn in two? I only learned 2 classes.
Yeah, I
Okay.
might one would be.
You know, you know what I mean? But the ones that you actually listen to, they gave it to you every day for an hour.
That's real.
That's hella goddamn hours. That's 182 hours
Right.
because it's 182 school days.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So you had to listen. And when you listen, and I ain't saying I'm the fucking the doctoring of daddy, but damn it, I got a hold on it.
Right.
I got some understanding of it. So if anybody, that either one of us could touch, man, hey, do your thing and stay strong, man.
Absolute, man. I salute, man. With that, man, we'll be back on next week, and we'll definitely bring some attention to health, right? And that's another thing we want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I ain't gonna leave saying get your prostate checked. Nah, we ain't going into all that. Yeah, health is your wealth, man. Like I always say, man, you know what I'm saying? It's not about changing the narrative. We here, we exist. Some people just ain't listening.